to let you into a little secret of mine of how I got my psychic gifts and how my clients actually helped me to develop them, or for me to actually find out that I had them. My name is Luisa. I'm a Reiki master psychic and hypnotist, and I'm helping women to see what it is they really want in life and to let go of what doesn't serve them any longer. When I first started out doing Reiki about 5 years ago, I didn't think that I was special at all, and I couldn't really feel the energy at all. When I did my Reiki level 1 training, I didn't really feel anything in my hands. I didn't really feel anything in the person who was laying on the bed, and I didn't really feel anything at all. I was just going through the motions of touching the shoulders, touching the points that my teacher told me to touch. And they always say, Reiki will flow, doesn't matter if you can feel it or not. And it is the same for the person who is receiving the healing and the person who's giving the healing. Over the years, I've not only discovered that I could feel the energy in my hands and could feel energy in my client's body, but I've also discovered that I could see storylines and symbols and feelings in my clients' bodies. That was something I have not really discovered myself in a way that I was like one day, I can see those things. It was really in an organic way. A Reiki master friend of mine and I went to a yoga festival a few years ago, and we were having a stall together. And she was kind of the person who led me on her hand and told me all the things, how she would do things. And that helped me immensely. It was helping me in a way that she said, when I see something in a client's body or when I feel something, I just write that down so that they've got something they can take home. And from there I started doing that. And I was just like going back and forth between my piece of paper and my client and writing things down. And it became so normal and natural that I didn't really identify that as a specific gift or something that will need to be learned. It just came to me. And as I was just writing things down on this yoga festival, it became more clear to me that all of these stories from those people are so vastly different that I can't just imagine that. It comes from their body. And it was proof for me that this is actually something I can see in a person. And then starting out, becoming a Reiki master, becoming more in tune with what Reiki means to me and how I can help my clients, it became only deeper and deeper. And for a while, I felt like my body was like a pendulum. It was moving back and forward for when the energy was flowing, and side to side when I felt that I was finished at that specific part of the body. From there, it took me quite a while to basically let go of those training wheels. And from there, my hands started moving. I started speaking light language with my fingers, which was really cool. And it just flows, and I'm not controlling that. And it helps me to lead the person through the session, allowing them to let go of things that don't serve them any longer and to draw in things that they really want. My hands are also giving me stories. Sometimes I'm ripping things out, I'm tearing things apart, I'm smashing things, and it's just drawing something out of their body that is blocking the energy flow of what they're currently experiencing in their life. So from there, I'm not only removing those obstacles out of their body, but my body is also moving. Before I even touch the person, just the moment where my brain is still thinking, and now I'm going to the solar plexus. In that moment, while I'm in the middle of thinking where I'm going next, my body starts to move and to do things. Sometimes those movements are quite subtle, sometimes those movements are quite wild. Sometimes it makes me go to different places in my space. Sometimes I'm looking at myself at the mirror. I've got a huge mirror here in my studio, and seeing things in my own self, or feel things of what my client is going through. For example, I had this one client where I was like so close to the mirror and looking at myself, who then told me afterwards that she hasn't really been able to look into the mirror for decades because she had a bad experience when she was a little child. My body is showing me what it is like going through. From there, I'm interpreting of what that means. And then having the conversation with you afterwards is bringing me closer of what it actually means for you and how we let that go and what it is you can do. I usually give my clients homework, and those homeworks are not really something like where I'm a guru and say, hey, you need to pray 20 times a day, or you need to do that, that, and that when you get up. It is more on a practical level where I'm asking you, hey, I feel like you need to ground your body more, and often suggest a place in nature. Sometimes I even see places in your body where you feel be safest. Like I felt in a woman before that she needed to go to a tree, and her kids refer to her as a tree lady. So really allowing the people to connect with something they're already connected to and returning back to help them on the journey of discovering what it is they really want and to let go of what doesn't serve them any longer. So that's an interesting balance between me reading what is present in the body and then the client reflecting back to what it means for them. And over the years, I have dived deeper into the experience of reading a person's body, where in the beginning, as I said, it was maybe a picture. I could see a rainbow in a person's throat because they didn't know how to really talk about that their child was more gender fluid. I saw this snake-like thingy that is standing for like a medical symbol in a person's headspace because they were training to be a GP. So those are all things I discovered. This is something I can't just fake it until you make it. It is something that comes to me. And over the years, it has evolved from just a little picture to basically a little playing out in my body. And I can feel the feelings and I can let all of that go. I can smash it apart. I can rip it out. I used a coil before to take out a lot of yuck out of a person's heart because there was so much happening in her life that was deeply, deeply buried in her heart space, and now reflecting into her current adult life where she couldn't really trust herself. So those are the stories I'm seeing in my clients. And sometimes it is like, yes, going deeper and deeper and deeper. In the beginning, we're often only opening up what is on the surface. And then the more sessions we've got to go deeper, we can see more and what it is that you actually want to do, but what is holding you back and what do we need to let go or literally like throw out to live a life that is aligned to what you want to do without pleasing anybody but yourself. So my journey of how I learned that I'm also psychic, that I'm not only working with energy, letting the energy flowing through my hands, but that my whole body is moving in a way that you can see what it is that wants to be released. And I love doing this work. I work with people who just come to me because they need a little break. And then discovering later on of what it actually means for them to take a break, or what their body is holding, why they can't take a break. It's very interesting to see how all of that is playing together. And that is how I accidentally discovered that I'm psychic. And without actually training to be a psychic, just allowing it to naturally develop within myself and my clients being my teacher, to seeing more and more over the years, and now really being able to help women to let all of that stuff go that doesn't serve them any longer, and to draw in, to really know and see what it is you really want. But sometimes you need somebody else to hold a mirror up to you to see what it actually is that you want, and to allow yourself to see that. If this is now sparking curiosity in you and you would love to know more and how I can work with you, have a look below. There's a link to a free 20-minute clarity call that can help you to see what it is in your life that wants to be seen. And from there we can see what it is you actually want to get out of your life. Thank you so much for listening till the end. If this resonates with you, I would love for you to subscribe and like the video so that more women can find me on here. And if you're now curious to see what a Reiki session actually looks like, I will link a video up here walking you through a demonstration of how it looks like to do a Reiki session with me. I'll see you next time.